read this. And you guys are gonna work in a group. So I'm gonna give
We'll work in a group, huh?
I know.
Group of three.
Sorry, there you go.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this story to you guys. Okay, it says, imagine you're one of 4 siblings. Your last surviving parent recently died, leaving the family business to all siblings equally. You and one other sibling have worked in the family business, a large company that is wholly owned by the family. 2 siblings want to sell. You and one other want to keep the company. There are several significant differences about what to do with the company among the siblings who want to keep the company. Those who want to sell urgently need the money. The conflict has become heated and caused many good relationships among the siblings to turn sour. Several family members have begun discussions with lawyers and are considering taking the case to court for settlement. Based on the suggestions of one sibling, everyone agrees to meet tomorrow without lawyers for one last chance to resolve the difference before court actions takes over completely. Imagine you spent the day with all your siblings without lawyers, trying for the last time to resolve your differences. You are now driving home after a full day of negotiations with your siblings. Regardless of whether you feel you won or lost, what would you like to be able to say was true about your behavior in the exchange with your siblings? On the back of the sheet, can you make a list of those things they would wish to be true of your behavior in the interaction with your siblings? List the things that you wish to be true of your behavior.
My problem is I have my thoughts of my siblings.
Well, in this scenario, now you're alone.
One of which is bipolar. And borderline and an alcoholic. You ought to try that negotiation.
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't be part of the negotiation.
Well, it's a challenge, let me tell you. Well, I just settled the family estate with that.
All right. Give me a couple more minutes. Everyone pretty much done? Okay. Now, amongst you 3, share your list and develop a consensus list acceptable to all of how the group, how you would want people to
Okay.
treat each other.
Why don't we just go through our individual items and see if there's any matches to make it easy to start with?
Yeah.
So, I guess I just listed out all 4, even though there's 2, and then there's differences within the 2 and 2. So, I would like for it to be kind of shared and not every, your siblings. You siblings have a tendency sometimes not to be as transparent as we need to be,
Okay.
even though we already know what's going on with each other. So I think I would like for us to discuss motivations sincerely. Like, what are your motivation? The 2 that wants to, I need money. Out of those 2, one might just say, I want money, whereas the other one may genuinely need the money, but not willing enough to say, because of pride,
Right.
I got something going on.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the other two over here that says, I want to keep, talking about motivation still, we want to keep it, well, one might genuinely want to keep it because they feel loyalty to all of us as a family, whereas the other might feel like I've always been dumped on and it's now my time to shine. So motivation is something I would like to,
Okay.
for us to kind of look at
Okay.
Okay.
and discuss it genuinely.
Is that the only one?
That's my big one.
That's your big one?
Yeah, I'm not, yeah, go ahead.
That almost also sounds like one of the elements you said there too is honesty,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is kind of the motivation.
that's it. That's it.
Honesty, okay.
Yes, sir.
Because
Yep.
I said that one too.
I think,
Okay.
I think mine were more or less all on the same path. I just put down, I wanted to be open-minded. I want everybody to feel out.
Transparent.
Yeah. I wanted them to know that I paid attention to what everyone's viewpoint was.
Yep.
You were understanding.
Yeah.
Or we should be
and,
understanding.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Consider what everyone's real wants were, you know, their desires.
Mhm.
And the last one was, like you said, lay all your cards on the table.
Mhm.
There's no time to hold anything back. Once it's done, it's done.
Mhm.
So you can walk away mad and say, but if everybody didn't know what you really wanted, then, or how you really felt,
Yeah.
then they can't make a good decision. They couldn't make the
The
decision.
honesty thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that was basically it.
Yeah, one of the first things I put was empathy. Having just gone through a similar thing, I think I was a little more sensitive to it because everybody's viewpoint is so different, as you were suggesting, so
Yeah.
empathy was one of the things. The other I put in either professionalism or / calm. Families, I think, sometimes tend to be a little
Like
bit
temperament.
more emotional with each other
Mhm.
and not necessarily about the current situation,
Mhm.
but about history, and then sometimes
Tracking
relating to
the
the
old
honesty
stuff.
side of things.
Mhm.
It comes back in and you're really invoking an emotion related to something over here,
Mhm.
not right here.
Mhm.
Um,
And might I say right there, even with that, even if it is invoking an emotion, that person needs to own that.
Yeah,
Like be responsible. Like that's what I'm hearing in your,
yeah,
yeah, be responsible for what you're feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
what you're feeling.
Yeah.
and what was the other one I said? Willingness to compromise, showing a willingness to compromise that, yes, okay, this is what I want, but I recognize that not everybody has the same financial situation or needs, so I've got to be empathetic and compromise, so.
You know, it's funny that with all us being more mature.
More blonde, I used to say.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If we haven't dealt with this ourselves, we've watched other families deal with
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
you know, and both.
Yeah.
You know, so we can draw from what we've witnessed
Yeah.
or what family members have shared with us and what we've been through
Yeah.
ourselves, you know.
Experience.
And it's always harder when you're the one at the table,
Yeah,
you know, it is, but at least because, you know, you can gather from other experiences and hopefully bring the best of all that to the table
Yeah.
and hope it goes well.
So what would you, so we're gonna create a list, on this little flip chart here that I put up. So what I heard, what would you say would be the things that you want to, so empathy would be one of it?
Mhm.
What other?
Honesty.
honesty.
Honesty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I so much want to say, like, even though we're honest but we still need to own ours, own
Yeah.
what, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm honest, yes, but still, my honesty might be offensive to you.
Yeah,
And it might be offensive because I'm still dealing with it roughly inside. So I said, own what's yours at the table, like what you're causing, the conflict you might be causing at the table. So
Mm.
I said, yeah, own
Own
it.
ours.
Yeah.
Own it.
Yeah.
Alright, what was the other thing? I heard a couple other things.
Yours was,
Well, I think I left one out though. You have to, when you want to consider what your parents would want, you know, it's their business, You know, would that play into what,
Understanding the legacy, understanding
Yeah,
what,
understanding the value of what's before you, or understanding that, but it also understand what it means to everybody. You know,
Yeah.
it's not just you, but really you're dealing with yourself. You know, 'cause, yeah.
And that goes,
I think
that
that-
goes
put
to
that in a
kind of the
word.
honesty thing, because some people don't care about the family
That's right.
legacy.
Right.
right?
Exactly.
They care about their own personal
Right.
and intentional needs,
Right.
Right.
Oh, well, that's one.
unless it's
I
explicitly.
say, so if we're saying we got, you know, I got this little pie thing in my head now, like a fourth,
Mhm.
but all of us make a whole, so what you're saying is, let's look at the big picture. What is the big picture, I guess, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean.
Like, I don't know, you see what I'm saying?
You know, I've seen cases where
You know, like the, you know,
trying.
I know, but you know, you got like this, like, we're so into it that we can't see
right,
what's really on the table.
Okay.
yeah,
Does that make
Yeah,
part of-
depersonalize it to the point of being able to,
Like you said, our temperaments get involved, we
Yeah.
get all,
Yeah, and you don't consider I'm not considering what you're feeling because I'm so stuck in it myself.
empathy.
And
Yeah,
that's
that's
it.
it, that's
Exactly.
right, empathetic.
And then what was that, you said something else.
Yeah, I said professional or
Okay, I
calm.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Believe me.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah,
Which
don't drag
is
out my
not
bones.
as easy as it sounds.
Mhm.
In the
Right.
heat,
Oh,
it's not, but.
It's not.
Particularly if you're committed to your point of view. Sometimes you don't have the, you're too passionate about your perspective.
Gotcha.
That's why we succeed and sometimes fail.
And it was a family business, I guess. This kind of just bumped it in my mind here about what was the value of that family business to the community.
We're not going that far.
Okay.
We're not going that far.
Sorry,
No, that's okay. No, that's okay. The thing is we're really just talking about the four
Right
siblings,
here.
the right here and right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that would bring a whole different dynamic.
It sure
too.
would. Sorry.
So, you know, that type of thing,
Yeah.
so,
One of the things that I had said, we kind of talked about, I guess, the willingness to compromise too.
Yeah, compromise, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Because that's, the only way you're gonna have a successful negotiation is there's gotta be compromise.
Yeah.
And it can't be just.
Everybody's not gonna agree.
No, no.
Everybody's not gonna see it the same.
And one of the things I found with negotiations in general is, don't make it you win, they lose.
It's a win-win.
It's gotta be at least everybody finds a position they can live with
Right.
sometimes. not
Yeah,
even-
make it a win-win.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
And I like how you said it. You said something we can live with.
Yes,
Right.
live
Right.
with.
Yep,
Maybe
yep,
not
yep.
exactly where we
But
want,
we
but that's
may
part of the
not feel the
compromise.
winning right then, but yeah.
I can live with that.
Yeah, I can live with that. Mhm. Agree to
I think
disagree.
we're awesome.
Well, and it's gotta be something you can take. Yeah. You can sell to your family, to your other family members. So, you know, so really, like your kids might think this is their, you know, all of a sudden, we're gonna get rich. We're gonna sell this and,
Come on, Randy.
yeah, again, another step forward that we're not.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah.
We're
so-
sorry.
No. The
We
thing
can
is,
take this as
No.
far as you want.
well, the thing is, I mean, it's true, but the thing is, it's when the kids don't have a say-so in it.
Yeah.
It's left to the four siblings.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's the four siblings who get to choose. Now, if a couple siblings want to try to work on daddy and
Right.
do that, but that's so,
that's down the road.
that is.
Right. That's up to them.
Yeah, yeah. So, and
Yeah.
maybe they are the ones saying we need the money. We need the money. We need the money because my kids need the money and da 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 da. But that's yeah. So,
Gotcha.
so this list constitutes our values.
Mm.
You know, empathy, win-win, calm, honesty, compromising. You know, it's values that we would like to to behave in a conflict. You know, would you want to add anything else to this list as a value important to dealing with conflict?
Trust.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
point.
man.
Can't have a successful negotiation
Yes,
without trust. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you think this list would be different if the conflict was not with your family?
Yeah.
And
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Personally, I don't think so.
No.
'Cause
That's
I
nice.
I think family's harder than,
Then,
because you're so personalized with it.
yeah. So familiar, yes.
That's my perspective.
And people go back, and really it isn't. It's no different. It's really no different, you know.
Well, see, we were looking for that trick question.
Yeah. There you got it.
Wait a minute,
You
that's
know,
easy.
and then consequently, this list could be a guide to our conduct in any conflict or difficulty, how we react in anything we do. And so, is this the way we usually behave in conflict ourselves?
Do you really want an answer for that now?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I do. No, yeah, I do. No, I mean, the
Sometimes.
thing is, you know, in any conflict, whether it's a business colleague or an unruly customer or,
Ideally, I think, yeah. you
Yeah, that
do,
way
but
how we
don't
want.
always.
I think eventually you want to get there.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't start off there.
Right.
You know, you start off all emotional and you're upset or whatever's going on, but eventually, if you're going to get through it, you got to get back. You got to get that. You got to get to there.
Right.
Else it's
And
not
then the question is, if these are deeply held values, why don't we act like that more when we're in conflict?
Yeah.
You know, that type of thing. Our culture often sends mixed messages about values. What values in our culture might cause us not to act this way we're described? And it could be, you know, I mean, we can have the discussion. I mean, there's difference. I mean, we all come from different backgrounds. We all had different upbringings. You know, we're all different races. We're all, I mean, so we have all this other baggage, like you were saying in the back, that, you know, that how we were raised, what, you know, we were taught. But if these are our underlying values that we should all do, that we have to kind of look, because when we talk, we're like, yeah, this is great. But then when we're in the real situation, you know, and this is dealing with kids. I bring this exercise because this is what the kids are going to be bringing to the table and their parents when you're sitting with the arbitration hearings. You know, they have totally, I mean, I always give the scenario, the 11th Circuit is Lexington, Saluda, McCormick, and Edgefield. And I did a lot of the Edgefield, McCormick, Saluda area for a while, for about 2 years. And I don't know if you know where Edgefield, McCormick, and Saluda is, but it is country.
Yeah.
I love the country. I live in the country, have no problem with the country. But they raise their kids differently. And I had an arbitration hearing, and of course it was a simple assault. It was 2 girls. It was a fight at school. Of course it was over a boy. And literally I'm sitting there, and they all sat down, and they said, "We're friends now, can we drop everything?" And I said, "No." And I said, and they said, "Why?" I said, "Well, let's talk about this." And I told them that, you know, I said, "Give me, you hit somebody, you have to have consequences. You have to, you know, will you do this again?" And she goes, "Yeah, any girl that talks to my boyfriend, I'm gonna hit." And the girl's mom of the victim looked at her daughter and goes, "Oh, you were talking to her boyfriend?" And she said, "Well, he's my friend, you know, so-and-so." And the mother goes, "She had every right to hit him." She was taking the side of the other girl, and I'm sitting there going, should we really just need to throw? We're not going to penalize. My daughter did the wrong. You don't talk to other girls' boyfriends. And I said, "Are any of you dating this boy right now?" "No, we don't like him at all." I was like, but I said no. We couldn't drop it because, first of all, I'm not the solicitor, and second of all, she did still do wrong. That whether you think it's okay, but the mothers were like, every right. You don't talk to boys that have girlfriends, and that was. I just sat there and trying to bite. I mean, I had to bite my tongue. Like, are you crazy? I mean, really? That's what you're teaching your daughter? Is it's okay to hit? She was just talking. Because I finally said, "Did you kiss him?" "No." "Were you cheating with him?" "No." "You were just talking in the hall?" "Yeah." "Just talking." Did he hold your hand? Was he rubbing your back?
Did he carry the
No.
books? Or anything?
Yeah.